Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video and welcome to the beginning of my savings, budgeting, and YouTube journey. On this channel, I experiment with different budgeting styles, savings goals, and I share the strategies with you as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. So let's get started. Today is my pre-payday prep. This is your favorite kind of video. So today we are doing my pre-payday prep. This is kind of a bonus video because the last video that I uploaded was me showing you how I determine where I would like my extra funds to go. So go ahead and take a look at that video if you have not seen it. So I always keep a running list throughout the year of extra funds if I get them, where I want them to go. Today is the day I can go into my employer's website, take a look, see how much I've been paid or I will be paid on the following Wednesday, which is the actual payday. So I like to come in, take a look at that, see where I want all the money to go and try to zero it out because I am a zero-based budgeter. What that means as a zero-based budgeter is that every dollar that I get, I have a plan for where it will go, whether that's savings, being spent on day-to-day activities, etc., etc. But today we are doing a combined video of my pre-payday prep and my bonus income. This bonus income came from a raise that we should have gotten a long time ago for me and my coworkers, and we finally got that back pay. So there was a lump sum that we got. When I did the extra funds video, I kind of broke down the 3 different amounts that I was thinking I might get. So today I'm going to show you how much that was and where all of it will go. So I will start with labeling the sheet that I'm working on with the pay dates. So this will be for me November paycheck B. So take a look at a few of the other videos that'll show you what I mean by paycheck A and paycheck B. This is the second paycheck of November. I do have a budget sheet that I refer to. There's been some changes and there needs to be more, but I always pull this out to see what's due within this pay period, how much is due, and where I would like all my other extra money to go if there is any. So that definitely will need some edits because now I got a little bit of a raise, so that means the income will go up every pay period, which is nice. Yay, yay, much deserved. So let's go ahead with the November B paycheck. That payday will be November 22nd, and that'll go through December 7th, okay? Well, the day before payday, I take a look to see what's left in my wallet and whether I can send any of those to our little savings account, savings categories, or sinking funds, as we like to call them. Payday will be on December 8th. I have a kind of routine of where I like my money to go to start with, and then I, alter it based on that. First, let's start with how much the paycheck is. This paycheck was, damn, I forgot. A lovely, a great, a fantastic $27.54. Children commence to clap and applaud. That sounds like a cult leader. So $27.54 is what we have to work with. But I did use a combination of what I expected the extra funds to be. It falls between the $1,000 budget and the $1,500 budget. So I'm gonna put that to the side. That's kind of what I use to help guide me on where the money will go. We want to make sure we get our variable funds, our bills, sinking funds, savings, all of that within this $27.54. Started with is my automatic savings. So that comes out automatically from my bank account. That's $175, and that goes to 3 different savings accounts. So since I have a little bit of extra money, I'm going to put some extra into the savings accounts. I am going to put $200 instead of $175. Doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot of other savings that we'll go to. So let's start with the automatic savings. So $27.54, we're gonna do 200. So 200, let's branch this out to auto save. Usually it's $100. We're gonna put $125. Since we have a little bit extra into our main savings account, which is also like an emergency fund, I'll say. And then we have $50 going to my daughter. That's her savings account. And then we have 25 more that goes into my car note. So take a look at that video if you've never seen that. This is how I supplement paying my car note, since I can't really afford to put it into my bi-weekly paychecks. So I have a lump sum that I've put in there, and then I contribute to the every pay period. So that should zero out. And it does. So yay. And let's see what this brings our budget down to, because this is a larger sum, so I don't want to make any mistakes. So we're at $25.54. Right? So $25.54. The next thing that we're going to go to is our fixed expenses. For the fixed expenses, the first thing that I like to reference before I start the rest of the budget is my monthly projection. So I do a monthly budget, and I kind of split it into two just to estimate where I want all the funds to go. So for this pay period, I estimated that I would have a total of $14.50, and that's for my regular bi-weekly paycheck. For the fixed expenses, I did make some changes. I wanted more to go into grocery. Life insurance actually is not due until January of 2024, so I found that out. So that's why this is just kind of a guideline. Based on that, we are going to put $870 into fixed expenses. All right, and I will branch that out the same. Let's see what that brings that down to. $16.84. I am loving these numbers. The $870, let's do the fixed expenses. We're gonna start here. So these are just my normal bills that I have. So the first thing that usually comes out of that, or out of this calculation, is $430 for the other half of my mortgage. Paycheck A paid the other half, so that's sitting in the bank account waiting for me to make the payment. We are putting, instead of the $180, we're going to put $230 into grocery. So a little more, which is perfect because Thanksgiving is coming up. We'll have to do some last minute grocery shopping, but I already have in my cart the things that I need. I do the Walmart grocery pickup. So everything's in my cart that I need. All I have to do is click pay once I get my paycheck. Next is allowance comes out. That's for my daughter. And then car insurance is $118. Internet is $55. Klarna is $7, so I have a Klarna payment coming out. The first Klarna purchase that I have, that's paid off, so I have another one. That's $7, and then we had an extra $10 off of that. That $10 I'm going to put towards my buffers. So I have a buffer of $75 in my main spending account, and then I have another $75 in my bill account for anything unexpected that comes out. So I'm going to take that $10 and put $5 into each buffer. So that way our buffer will from now on be $80 instead of $75. So slowly I want to at least put that up to $100. I think that's a safe bet for me, $100. Oops, so we're doing 870 minus. Yay, that zeros out. So usually the next thing that would come out is variable funds, but I did make a change to my budget worksheet, which is this here. After I make all the numbers make sense, I plug it into here just to make it easier for my budget closeout at the end of the month. So the next thing that's coming out now is my debt and expenses. I don't owe anything, so I'm just going to keep Klarna right in the fixed expenses. So there's no debt to pay at the moment. We've already made a payment on the credit card. So next we're going to go straight to variable funds. In my variable funds this time, since there's a little bit extra money, well, a lot of bit extra money, since there's extra money, I'm going to put $295 in variable funds. Usually that's about $250. So we got a little extra going into each of my variable funds. Those are just funds for our day-to-day expenses, like toiletries, stuff like that. So that brings us down to $13.89. Okay, let's branch out our variable funds. And I'll give you a breakdown of each of these. I can never do a straight line. I don't know what that's about. Let's try it again. We can erase now, so we can fix that. So a couple people have said that these pens, they can erase on their own, like if you leave it in heat or something. And I think that's because this is heat activated. That's how the eraser kind of works. So, you know, when the friction with you erasing it, that's how it actually works. I have to be mindful about not leaving this like out in the sun, which I don't usually do. Usually all my notebooks are closed up. So hopefully that doesn't happen to me. $2.95. With that, we start with our personal. I'm going to give myself $75 for personal, which I'm finding some of that is usually like toiletries and shampoo and stuff that I need. But that should be coming from our household envelope. So we'll look at that. But $40 go in household. So that's for toiletries. $50 is going to go to gas, which I normally say 60, but I'm noticing that I'm not spending as much. Okay, so I'm going to put the $50 in there for gas. If we need more gas, we do have a gas like sinking fund slash like saving envelope in case we need more for any reason. So I did end up combining our gas and grocery sinking fund together so that if we're short on either of those in a pay period, we can just pull from there and not, you know, starve. We wouldn't starve. I'm just kidding. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is entertainment. Entertainment is only getting $40. Usually it gets about 45 to 50, but we're not using that as much. But I'd rather have more kind of in this envelope because it can always go to our family fun envelope, which is just one that we have for, you know, if we want to go to any festivals, go to an extra movie, whatever. So it's okay to have that there. I'm going to kind of keep that the same. $60 is going to dining. Again, that's a little bit of a play money for us. Usually dining gets between $45 and $50. And miscellaneous is also going to get a little bit more. Miscellaneous is going to get $30. Usually I kind of use that for anything that doesn't fit into these categories, but still stuff that we need. And it does. It is $0. So that's perfect. That's what we like to see. That means the math's right. Usually this would be the end of what we have left, except for our always fund and any sinking funds or savings challenges we can contribute to, depending how much the paycheck is. But since we have the extra funds, I'm going to combine our always fund, sinking fund, and savings challenges all into one. So we're going to put that $13.89 and we're going to start that over as our extra income. So we're going to count our extra income as $1,389. So let's budget for that. And I'm starting on a new sheet because there's not going to be room for that. So this is bonus or extra funds. I'm going to do this in another color for no reason at all. $13.89. There's my always fund. So those are just a few of my high priority like savings slash, you know, funds. So the always fund is kind of different than the rest of my sinking funds because that's something that it's okay for me to pull from regularly. I'll show you what's in that at the cash stuffing. And then we have our sinking funds, which is our envelopes of saving categories for different small things that might come up throughout the year. And then lastly, we have our savings challenges. So my savings challenges right now, I have two. I'll show you those also at the cash stuffing. You'll see all my binders then. One is going to be for pet emergency slash vet appointments, you know, for any medicine that our cat might need. And then the other is for a vacation that we intend to take in July of next year. So $13.89 is what we have to play with for those categories. And I wanted to start with Christmas. So I explained in my extra funds video how I determine where extra money will go is I like to look at my sinking funds savings tracker. So this is something that I created myself just to kind of keep track of how much I have in each of my savings accounts. So those are all here. So the first thing that I wanted to contribute to was Christmas because that was a priority for me. Christmas right now had 300 and we spent 105, so it has 195. My goal for Christmas is $500. So since we have 195, I needed to contribute $305. And then I decided, let's get a kickstart on next year. So we're going to contribute $330 for Christmas. That breaks down to $300 more for Christmas 2023. And a kickstart of $30 towards Christmas 2024. All right, so this will be our $500 goal met for 2023. Hey, come I don't know why I stopped doing that. I still love it. $13.89 minus $3.30. That brings us down to $1,059. Okay, and I plan to fully fund quite a few sinking funds. For Christmas, that will be fully funded, and there are a couple others I want to fully fund. So that brings us down to $10.59. The next one that's a priority is utility. For utility, in my extra funds video, I wanted to put $150 in there, but I also mentioned I'd like to even out these funds. So for utilities, I have $183 in there right now. I wanted to put $325 in utilities. So $325 minus $183 is going to bring us to $142. So we need to put $142 into utilities. Going to bring us down to $917. So utility sinking fund is basically just for the winter time, when things get really cold and the bill is a lot more than I can afford to put into my bi-weekly budget. I'll have that extra savings to put towards, to put any extra money that I need towards. Did I say that backwards? I don't know. You know what I mean. So 142 to the utilities. That's going to bring our 183 to our $325. So I don't know what the goal is going to be for utilities. I kind of just want to keep putting money in there until I feel like there's enough extra. But the bill, when it comes out, I'll find out how much that is. Take that, take a portion of that from my bi-weekly paychecks. And if I need to, I can use a portion of the utility sinking fund. So just kind of a supplemental income kind of that I made for myself for utilities so that we're not, cold in the winter. Next thing I want to contribute to is my daughter's clothing fund. So she needs some, extra boots, and she wants some more sweatpants and stuff like that. So I said $250 from our extra funds. Instead, so to kind of even that out with what's left in there already, which is $62, I wanted to make the goal for her at $300 total. So I'm only going to contribute $238 more to her clothing envelope instead of $250. So that there will bring us to our $300 goal. So minus the 62 that she has in there, let's just say current, and that's 238. This is just kind of showing you how I figured out the math of what needs to go where. So 917 minus 238, it's going to be $679 left. Next, we wanted to put $300 in the car emergency, and I'm keeping it the same because there was literally $200 in there for car emergency. So here you see $200, and then that was the same as what I wanted to put in there. So, and everything after that kind of got changed. So that leaves us with $379. So car emergency, the goal of $500 for car emergency, and it had $200 in there currently. So that's how I got $300. So that'll be fully funded. Yay. I'm gonna put a star next to the ones we're fully funding. So that and that. Moving along. Next, next is kind of like a sprinkling around of a little bit of everything. So the next one that I figured out that I want, which is a priority, which we do have here, we're just changing the amount, which is pet emergency. So pet emergency right now is in a savings challenge. So we're going to finish off that savings challenge, and then we're going to make sure we get it all the way up to 150. So instead of trying to go back and forth with, how much is left in there, how much more I want to contribute, I just said that the goal of pet emergency was $150, and we have $50 right now. So we're going to contribute $100 more. So we're just going to pull that savings challenge out and put it right into pet emergency envelope. So that means we're contributing $100. That'll leave us with $279. Pet emergency. Okay. So let's see. Here we go again. The goal was $150. We have $50 currently. So we're contributing $100. Again, this is just for me to show you where my thought process was. So yay, another goal met, or another sinking fund, fully funded, whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it. The next is, since I'm on savings challenges, I'm just going to go ahead with our plant savings challenge. So our plant savings challenge has an amount that I budget for every pay period. So we're going to leave that the same. It's on the $36 mark, I believe. Let me double check. Oh, no, I mean the succulent challenge. Look, see, I'm talking about the wrong one. So succulent challenge. Okay, we're at 36, so it goes down by $2 every time. So we're at $36. So that's what we're gonna pay. And that is a priority to me as well. So that's why that's there. That's gonna go to vacation. So that brings us to $243. The goal of that whole succulent challenge is $750. Again, like I said, that's gonna go to a vacation. So that brings us down to $243. Other priorities were school for my daughter. So I wanted to put $50 for school. That's for anything that comes up throughout the year that she might have to pay for, dances, fees, t-shirts she might want to buy, whatever. So I'm going to slowly start contributing to that one. It's $193. There's nothing in school right now, so there's clearly no goal. We're just going to try to contribute to that when we can. A few of these that I'm going to contribute to now have 0 in them now. So yay for extra money, making me be able to do a little bit extra. So some of those will get filled. Those will be new ones that you guys haven't seen before. I am going to do a binder video for you guys in the near future, so you can see, you know, what I have in all the binders. Next priority I would say is our home improvement fund, which has nothing in it right now. And actually, I think the name of it is going to have to be, I already put a new envelope in there for that. So great news, my camera died somewhere halfway through this. So it stopped somewhere at household maintenance. It didn't die, I'm sorry, I ran out of storage space, and it gave me literally no warning. Anyway, home goals and home maintenance, that's where we were, but right now it had $0 in it. So that'll bring us to $50 there. Home goals also right now has $30 in it. This will bring us to $50. Electric savings, it has right now $156. So I decided I wanted to put 44 to make it 200. Same with family fun, it had $40 right now, so I decided to contribute 35 to make it 75. And then we have these amounts here that usually go into our always fund. We have $10 in water, $10 in pet, and $14 is going to go to our subscriptions. Actually, for some reason I thought that it amounted to 44, but it doesn't. So we're going to do $15 in subscriptions, and that leaves us with $9, I believe. 44. Let's see. 44. Leaves us with $9. So before I realized my camera was done for, I was looking to see where else I can put that $9, and I looked briefly at, where is it? Gift has $18, so I can put $2 in there. And then Mom Beauty has $23, so I can put $7 in there. So that evens out both gift and mom fun. A whole $7. So mom fun, that'll bring me to $30. And then, what did I say? Gift is going to get $2. That'll bring it to $20. So it's $0. So that's just kind of a breakdown of where and how I decide where extra money goes. So you got kind of the preview of the budget, and then you got the real breakdown here. You'll see that I made a couple of goals here, so yay, we're very happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and fill out my sheet really fast, my worksheet, my budget worksheet really fast, to kind of show you how that looks, so you can see this a little bit easier for both ends are, you know, regular bi-weekly paycheck, and then our extra bonus funds. All right, so let me do that. So here is this sheet that I did change. Basically, I did mention before that I was going to change where these lie here, the variable expenses and the debt, because these all stay in the bank account. and they're just paid from there, and these get pulled out in cash. So that way, when I go to the bank and I do my bank withdrawal form, which I'll show you guys at, the day before payday, just an easier way for me to decide, what's left and how much is going to be pulled out in cash. That's why I changed it. So pause, the first thing that I realized, the payday is 11/22. I don't know why I put December 8th, because that's not right. That's not the next payday. The next payday is November 22nd. All right, so I had to correct that. Alrighty, so here is the final result. This is my paycheck budget worksheet. So this is kind of just me organizing my thoughts, because the first way that I have to do it for the way that my brain works is to do it on a piece of paper, and then I can break it down and make it look nice. And also this helps me, one, with my closeout at the end of the month. I try to do it both bi-weekly and at the end of the month to see what I've spent. And also this helps me when I am doing my cash stuffing, which means when I'm putting all of the funds into my different binders. So that means $16.84 will come out in cash to go into the cash envelopes. I will come back on Tuesday and do my closeout. So we'll take a look and see how much we spent this pay period that I'm in now, and then we'll find out if we have any money that we can add to more savings. So we'll save as much as we can. I'm very happy that I'm going to be able to finish a few of these goals. Hopefully not much changes between now and the day before payday. We'll see. I always know anything could happen, so I always recommend watching that video the day before payday, because sometimes things do change, things move around, something new pops up, whatever. And I did put Klarna down here. I fixed the date. For some reason, I put December date, and the pay period date is November 22nd. I get paid on Wednesday. And I put Klarna down here in debt, just because it doesn't matter where these are, really. These all stay in the bank. That goes to savings. This is, some of these fixed bills are auto pay. And then, buffer, I'll have to move around to the bill and main account. But other than that, it looks like I'm all set and I'm all ready to go. I am down to 0. The question of the day is, how do you allocate, or how do you spend extra money? Do you try to have fun with some of it? I don't think I've really planned on having fun with any of it, except for, what's going in personal, and that's okay, though. We have priorities. I definitely want things to change. I want to be in a better financial situation, so fun is not a priority for me right now. Just, Christmas is going to be focused on my daughter. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I always want you to remember that it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks for watching, and happy saving, everybody. Bye.